Well, hello everybody and welcome back down into the dungeon. No, poor children suffering through tastings today, but didn't he take that like a champ? Way to go, Fuzzy. I love how many of you are throwing him some love in the comments there. I have passed along all of those to him, and yeah, he was kind of blown away by that. And is it Sushi and Fish, I think is the name of your channel? I want to thank you because you mentioned to me that you went and checked out his stuff on SoundCloud, and I mentioned that to him and he lit right up. So that is absolutely awesome. Stick around to the end of the video. Fuzzy may have a request of a few of you. BD Beats, KKO. There's a good chance that I'm talking to you here. Just saying. But today is a garden video overall because I want to show you a couple of things from over on that black shelf tray thing that I've got set up over there. I actually got a couple of sprouts. So let's start with those and we'll just see where it goes from there. So first off, we've got one of the tomato varieties that I found in that lost pepper collection. Black vernissage tomato. Two of those are popping up for me. I'm being randomly bombed by a ladybug here. So if you see something fly across the screen, that's what it is. Anyway, so here's another tomato variety. That's going to make 15 once those guys start sprouting out. So that's awesome. And I was looking at this one here, which is a big mama or a big red mama. And I've got sprouts coming up in it. This one looks like it's got a pepper head on it, but this one here does not. Excuse me. But this one here does not. I'm kind of questioning if that's a pepper or not. Somebody can perhaps let me know if the big red mamas come up with red stems or not. If they don't, well, obviously I'm going to pull that. And I think this fuzziness on the root here, I'm just going to throw some dirt on that. Because that is root space. Come on, you. And hopefully that one will throw its helmet soon enough. I think the big mama... Is that a sweet pepper? For some reason I'm thinking that's a sweet pepper, so hopefully it is, because it would be nice to have some sweets in amongst all of that heat. Speaking of heat, my moss garden is coming along well. Yeah, gonna have to get rid of those. That's sad, because then I've got all these seeds that I've just kind of dumped out and wasted, and that sucks more than just a little bit. Got some new sprouts coming up over here. And this is the Early Canada Improved Watermelon, which according to the package will grow some very sizable melons in a short season. So, sweet! Because, as some of you may recall from a video a little while ago, I've gotten hooked up with this survey and video watching site called Swagbucks. And I've actually taken over 60 bucks in Amazon cards from them so far. And it's only been like a month, 2 months that I've been hooked up with them. And the last thing I ordered was, I finally got some champagne yeast for making some meads, the 1 month meads. And I'm ordering a 1 gallon glass carboy with another air stopper on it so that I can get going on that, as well as using the Mr. Beer is going to be turned into a Mr. Mead. But I'm going to have 2 different batches of mead going shortly. They're supposed to be delivered, I think it said the 4th of April. So that'd be cool, sometime after the Easter long weekend, right? And I'm really looking forward to getting started on that. That was going to be on the kitchen channel, and I can still put it on the kitchen channel. I'd like some feedback down below whether or not you guys have any interest in mead making. But the reason that that comes up after I mention the watermelon is because melomels, I think it's melomels, are made with fruits and your honey fermenting. And I gotta say, a nice dry watermelon honey wine sounds really good to me. Like that, I can totally see myself sitting around a campfire in the side yard, pouring out a little glass. You know that that glass that I used for tasting the Allegheny hot sauce? I know I get it wrong, so you guys can correct me on that one too, because that's just the way I roll. I get it wrong. C'est la vie. I'm Canadian. We don't speak American all that well. I can try. I can fake it like one of the best, but don't ask me what state this accent's supposed to be from, because it's from a lot of them. I did a lot of traveling as a kid. So yeah, that's part of why I have so many 80s American slang stuck in my vocabulary too, because it's all that traveling. Anywho, back on topic. So a lot of the fruits and stuff that I want to grow this year, for example, the watermelon, some of this massive collection of mint that I've got, although I think that would be called a methaglin because it's an herb or a spice, not positive. But anyway, I want to use them in mead making experiments because I like to have a glass of something relaxing, you know, maybe 1 or 2 a day after work. I'm not a heavy drinker by any means, and I don't get along well with people who are consistently drunk. But that said, I do enjoy the relaxation of having a drink or two. I don't particularly tend to overdrink, and when I do, I'm one of those people that I don't get along with. I get really obnoxious and really loud, and poor Shocks basically turns into a babysitter. But she knew that when she met me, so okay. But that's also part of why I don't drink very often. But anyway, but, today's word, but, B-U-T-T. That's what I'm feeling like, a bit of a butt right now. Very, very much repeating myself. I'm a little, how to put this, confluffered, we'll say, after coming back in. It was really kind of cold and windy today. Not anywhere near as bad as it has been, but when you're up on somebody's roof putting the radio on, it's colder and it's windier, and I cannot even begin to tell you how much I want to start installing windmills in this town, because it's always windy on these roofs. So I know we could be greening up this town pretty easy. Anyway, yeah, so when I come back in and I start to warm up, my thinking gets a little fuzzy, and sometimes my vocabulary is a little lacking, but that's okay. I think if you've been around this long, you kind of recognize that as just the state of bear, and it is what it is. Back to the garden-related things, before we go chat with Fuzzy really quick. I wanted to take a look at that 72 cell that I have planted. I still haven't planted the new one yet, but the old one's got a few more popping up in it, so let's take a look, and I'd like some feedback on that too, actually. The ladybug has landed. Yay, I won't have it flying in my face anymore. Odd that it chose to land on a mint plant, though. Anywho, lifting off our top here. Look at that. Oh, it dripped on my foot. I have a wet sock. That's always fun. We've got a lot of peppers sprouting up in here now, and I am super excited about them. The Sugar Rush Reds right here, very excited about. Definitely got some more coming up here. Not quite sure what's going on with that one. That one kind of looks like pepper seed leaves, but it's a little darker than its companion, isn't it? So that's quite interesting, quite interesting. And I do think the red ghost that sort of popped up, that's all I'm getting out of it. I'm actually not seeing much going on in the ghosts. What's this? That looks like something going on in the ghost. What kind of ghost is that? That is a yellow ghost. Excellent. As I recall, those actually produced for me in the garden last year. So the question that I have for you guys, with this 72 cell tray, I've got several that have popped up and several that haven't. At what point would you remove the humidome top? I know it's really dry down here and I have to nurse my plants through that, but the sooner I get working on it, I think the easier the transition is for them. And I'm really curious to know what so many of you in the community would do in this situation. My general humidity down here is somewhere in the vicinity of mid-30s to low 40s right now. And I'm sure that will go up as things start to melt outside, because everything kind of seeps in and the sump well fills up a little bit and things like that. So I'm certain the humidity is going to go up. But in the meantime, that's pretty low for pepper plants, isn't it? Like, so what do you think? Should I leave these covered? I mean, I'm going to put it back on it right now and leave it there until I get some feedback from you guys. But should I leave them covered? Do you leave them covered? Do you uncover them as soon as they sprout? You know, I've been doing this gardening thing for years, and I feel like I haven't learned a darn thing, and yet I've learned so much. But every time I turn around, I've got new questions and things that I don't know the answers to. So that's why I come to you guys. Because what I don't know, you guys generally do. There's so much gardening experience wrapped up in the viewership on my channel, and I just thank you guys so much for sharing it all with me, really. Ooh, the Aquafina top here we have an oregano cutting. I'm hoping it'll root really well, kind of like the mints do, but I don't know. I haven't rooted an oregano in a while. Would be nice to have one for the upstairs window, though. Getting more and more herbs up there, and it's just delightful. Otherwise, what do we got here? Oh, that spaghetti squash is going crazy. That thing was just barely popping soil the other day. Now look at it grow, grow, grow. Some of these I've already taken the tops off to kind of start their adjustments, and it doesn't look like it's been problematic. But I'm noticing under the water bottles, just like under the humidome for this thing, everything seems to be getting kind of leggy. And then when I take those off, they work on developing, well, a fuller body, shall we say. So yeah, I would love some feedback on that. Still working on the upcoming April fish cam video, which for those of you who follow the fish cam videos, you know it's one of those things where you just kind of put your own music on in the background because I don't want the copyright strike. But I'm trying to get some better images these days, which with these particular fish kind of means following them around with the camera. Oh, excuse me, I should have brought my tea. But last month, that's kind of how I got the fish cam video, and I thought it worked out fairly well. Plus, it was kind of a shorter video, so any feedback on that would be greatly appreciated too. So this seems to be one of those but kind of videos with a whole lot of, and if you guys want to give me some info, that would be great kind of videos. But, see, there it is again. Something I definitely want to mention, and I'm going to go up and get Fuzzy in a second here. But I know a couple of you out there who watch my videos are deeply involved in backbeats and kind of the music industry and the up-and-coming music industry. And one thing that Fuzzy has been struggling with, and he's been approached by a couple of people actually about doing something a little more professional with his music, and I'm trying to convince him to get going on Patreon. But one issue that he's really been struggling with is the backbeats for his stuff. I got him a great little keyboard, and he's not quite ready to start making his own beats yet. But Derek, KKO, Crazy Kimberland Opinions, I think that's one of the things you do on your other channel, isn't it? And BD Beats, I'm just guessing, just a guess, but I'm thinking maybe you're involved in some sort of beat production as well. So maybe you guys could help me help him, and you know, I could shoot you a couple bucks for some backtracks or whatever, because obviously, you know, I want to see my son do well, and I want to see my friends do well, and I like to consider my viewers as my friends. So maybe you could check out his stuff on SoundCloud, Casket Kai, it's all one word, CASKETKYE. And let me know, or let him know, if you're a SoundCloud user, you can just message him, whether or not you'd be able to help him out. I know it's a really strange request, and it's completely not garden related, and it's completely not pepper related, but what can I say? I love my boy. So if there's anything I can do to help him, just like if there's anything I can do to help you guys, I'm going to do it. That's the way my mama brought me up, so that's the way I'm going to try and raise my boy. Now, we're going to head upstairs and check with Fuzzy up in his music lab, because he's got a couple of requests, I guess is maybe the best way to put it, about what kind of beats he's looking for. So, without further ado, let's go harass the boy. Hopefully, it's not a bad time for him. Okay, so here we are upstairs with Fuzzy. Hi! And, yeah. So, those of you who are interested in beats, Fuzzy, can you let people know what kind of beats you're looking for?
Alright, well, I'm kind of looking for the deep, emotional, kind of heart-striking, really heartfelt beats that you can get into. Kind of slow, but also at the same time something that I could really work with. You know, not too slow, not too fast, kind of in the middle.
I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but
I know, like...
I'm doing a shout out to my friends and community to try and help my son. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm on SoundCloud, Casket Kai. I don't know if you mentioned that.
I did.
I'm currently I'm gonna be going on Patreon pretty quick here. So Patreon pretty quick here. So if anyone would like to support me in the future with my music, if they do enjoy it, if they want to listen to it more, I'll be on there. Right now, I'm just currently, you know, independent, doing my own thing, finding beats and putting lyrics on it. So if you could help me out, that'd be great. Thanks.
Alright, and with that said, I'm going to escape from the teenager's den up here and go run into my own safe space, which would be my computer. So I will see you guys tomorrow in the video, and yeah, just thanks for listening and being a part of the adventure. It's awesome. I appreciate it. Take care, everybody.